Is the COVID vaccine safe? Absolutely. Keep watching to find out why.
This is the safest vaccine we've ever made in history. Number one, the vaccine doesn't use the actual virus. It actually uses copies of the DNA that aren't extracted from the virus. They're actually manufactured in the lab. I mean, that's the wonderful thing we've had with all these advancements we've had just in the last 10 years. So you're using copies that actually the only thing they're doing is that spike protein you thing on the little red balls that are supposed to be the coronavirus. We're injecting the plans to make the spike protein into your body. So we're bypassing all the virus stuff, and it's just, which then gets taken up. It manufactures the protein, which then is doing exactly what you want your immunologic system to do. It produces antibodies against the protein, which stops the virus dead in its tracks. The amazing thing about this is with most vaccines that are either for influenza or colds, if you have a 40% success rate, that is tremendous. This one has a 95% success rate. We've never seen anything like that ever. The other thing is if you're going to have side effects, and everybody worries about, if you're old enough, you remember there was a coronavirus vaccine that was going around in 1979 that resulted in quite a few incidences of Guillain-Barré and muscular sclerosis. So now that's a pretty high price to pay. And that you get those when you're using a live virus that you're bringing along contaminants that are unfortunately things that hurt your neural system. This vaccine avoids all of that. The other thing is that if you were one of the guys, the 5%, you're going to have a much shortened course and you're not going to have the side effects. I mean, the thing is, everybody talks about, well, only 1 in 1,000 people die. Dying is actually would be a favor compared to the 30% that have what's called long COVID syndrome or long haulers. And in fact, today at the hospital I was at, I had a 30-year-old with COVID that came in with an acute massive heart attack because of COVID. What it's causing is causing a generalized vasculitis. In other words, that's an inflammation of all your blood vessels. And blood vessels go to every organ in your body. And so we're seeing pulmonary failure, cardiac failure, what they're calling brain fog. People that are on, the kidney transplant list, liver transplant list. And these are all young people. I've literally dealt with a 25-year-old marathon runner who's now on a transplant list right now. And it's because they got COVID, got the long haul syndromes. So the point being is the vaccine prevents that. That's the reason you want to take this. It's not because of your duty to somebody else. It's because you've got a 30% chance if you get it, not of dying, but of getting stuff that in some ways is worse than death.